what happened 6 months ago where you decided to face your entire self? Because, where you've spent so much of your life running from fear, what in your life started to happen where you start to run towards it?
I'm turning 30 this year, man, and like you get to a certain point where you just get tired, and I try to watch my words, especially now, but and I still struggle, but like I had a really, really bad addiction problem with alcohol, and like February this year, I woke up one morning and I just decided like I'm tired of like letting that be the reason I can't operate at the highest version of myself. Like I'm gonna stop letting that be the reason like I can't become comfortable with my darkness. So, I've been clean for about 6 months now. Like when I say I'm becoming comfortable in the darkness, I feel like one narrative that gets pushed is that, we should be pure and like only look at the bright side. I really feel that that only lets you make peace with one side of yourself. Like we all have a shadow at the end of the day, and I spent a lot of time running from mine. I'm tired of doing that. To know your shadows, to become one with your darkness, brings you more peace because you have more understanding. You have more awareness. You can pick up more on your tendencies, right? It's not to say that every day is like just an amazing day, but me not necessarily being afraid to like tap into my shadows and like really study myself and like understand why I am the way I am, like it helps. It brings peace. So that's the journey that I'm choosing to be on right now.
The substance abuse problems that you mentioned, was it more so when things got out of hand, your knee-jerk reaction was to turn to a bottle for relief? Like, was it a coping mechanism?
Looking back in retrospective, it's like I didn't even notice it was a problem. Like when something becomes a part of your routine, it gets to a point where it's like, okay, yeah, I'm just doing the part, like doing what comes natural to me, and like numbing myself, like it just didn't feel right after a while. And like just, looking at, how my dad is struggling with his health now, and like that being some generational in my family, like I just really wanted to break that cycle. But yeah, I do feel, that was advice I tapped into initially to cope, because it felt good to kind of just blank out from reality. It it does provide a certain euphoria, but that goes away, and then eventually you just keep trying to chase that dragon, right? So yeah, man, I think that's where it started, and it gets to the point where like you don't even notice, like, okay, I'm spending a lot of my money on like alcohol, beer. Like it's a part of my grocery list. Like if I go get gas in my car, like I gotta go get some beer. If I go to the grocery store, I gotta stop at the liquor store. You know what I mean? Oh, tomorrow gonna be Sunday. Oh yeah, I already got some liquor, but let me just grab some because the store gonna be closed tomorrow. Like it, just finding reasons, right? Like that to me, like it got to the point where it was unhealthy, and like I wasn't happy with what I was seeing in the mirror.
Is your dad cognizant of that fact? Like, if he listens to your music, does he feel guilt?
Um, that's a good question. Like me and my dad, we were at peace right now. He's always been supportive of like anything that I've wanted to do. He understands the positive and the not so positive impact that he had on my childhood, and like we're just at a point where we focused on healing together, and you know making the best out of the time that we have left. Because like as I continue to age, like, I'm losing more family members, I'm losing more friends, and like the perspective that I get is like nothing's really promised, and I can't choose to, put myself in a certain type of mindset or have a certain type of leverage or anger that I hold towards someone. Like it's all up to me at the end of the day. So I don't know if he feels any guilt. I'm sure he may have, but like the main thing I've just been focusing on is like, building our relationship stronger, making it stronger, building on that foundation. It was therapeutic, to get that out. It kind of kicked the door open, for lack of a better term, and we just been, you know, we from two different generations, man. So we just been trying to, work on getting on the same page, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
I'm glad to hear that, man. I'm glad to hear that.